All right, welcome back to part two. We are starting out in East 3, Tuhomba, and we wanted to talk about Nikki's hand, so we'll go ahead and get started here. Did you have a particular turn that you wanted to start looking at?
No, I think it was like this whole hand was pretty interesting, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Um, so beginning, I'm like, all right, looks like a Honitsu hand.
Uh,
So I just discard the 5 pin, but I think after when I looked at the replay, I think it's probably too aggressive. I should just keep it
mm,
and throw a G high instead.
Do you want to go back to the first turn?
yeah, two Manzu blocks and then a floating two Mon, and Hatsu pair, and then a Liangmen and Sozu. Yeah. I, I mean, I would probably just play it straightforward here. Don't need to go for Honitsu. But then again, I'm really partial to my Yakuhai 1000s. Partly because there's 2,600 points on the table, right? There's two Regi sticks and two Honba, and
Yeah.
partly because I'm dealer and you don't want me to pull away with more points.
Nikki, is there any more detailed thought on why you think it's too aggressive? Like how do you come to that?
Uh, well, maybe aggressive isn't the right word, just like not, I shouldn't force it. Like I shouldn't try to confirm it so fast. Like it could still just be a normal hand.
I guess the way too aggressive one would be to throw seven so. But then you wouldn't do that. In 5 pin there's still like some bounds.
I guess. Well, like I feel like if I got this hand again, I would probably throw a pay and not 5 pin anymore. But what do you think? Like, do you think it's still just fine throwing 5 pin?
Well, the way I reason about it would be like if if you count it, it is only one block short. If you think Tumon's gonna be his own block,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have three G hacks to catch it.
Yeah.
So it's not that far, all things considered.
Yeah, I don't think it's that far. It's just
Probably also
But
helps that you have 5, 6, 7, which is easy to grow into 2 blocks.
yeah, that's a good point. Now, it's just kind of hard to throw your downman, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because like I mean, just winning the hand isn't that bad either.
Mm-hmm.
Your only two could sometimes ending Nomi, Hoinsu Nomi, right?
Yeah.
So that value is also not super significant. Like if you already add the 26 on the table, right? Not that I think it should matter that much usually, but like for a hand with value outs like this. But I think let's say if it's like Hong like Hong Tsunomi or with the 39 on top of that, like you still have to add the 2600 to the other ones. So it makes like the relative value difference also smaller than I think what a regular Honitsu versus a regular Nomi would be. Are you following?
So you're saying it is significant, the points on the table.
Only because your Honitsu might not be as big as you think it is. But there's also like pretty reasonable chance of 8,000s of like if you Yakuhai it. right? But then it's the balance between that, I think, that you have to think about to go for the Hongitsu or the regular fast shape.
Is it worth considering that the fact that there's two Rishi sticks and two Homba on the table might make other people go faster as well?
Say that again.
Is it worth considering that the fact that there's two Richi sticks on the table and two Homba might make other people go faster as well? And so by you,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
okay. Yeah, so I think it plays a really big role. The fact that there's the sticks on the table in the decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Would there be anyone who would still cut 5-pin? Okay.
I think you should not go for Honitsu with this hand. Like normally you could, but because of all the sticks on the table, it's probably not worth going back so far when you already have good shapes just to try and force Honitsu, especially since it might only be 39 and in the worst case like 26. It just makes more sense to use your good shapes and just try and win before everyone else.
Boom. So I here on the second row, I picked
The
to
2-mon.
discard the 2-mon block, the 2-mon pair.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, other than like the Sozu being closer together, so like it could evolve later. But I also wanted to make other people feel that I would think that I was going Sozu Honitsu.
Okay.
With all the G high cut.
I mean, it's definitely like less likely, but I felt like it was a non-zero factor.
I
Hmm.
mean, if you're cutting Monzu after G high, then it would look more like Monzu Honitsu, wouldn't it?
And that you didn't have Sozu.
Boom.
What was the thought process here?
There's no more 9-mon.
Could use it as your pair.
Well, the Hatsu haven't come out, so they're most likely stuck.
You could also just end up on Shampong on 9-mon Hatsu.
I don't want that, right?
Well, I mean, are you thinking that there's a decent chance at winning the hand if you're thinking that Hatsu is stuck? Or are you thinking of like using that as your pair?
It's most likely gonna be my pair now.
Okay, well, you're gonna be Furitan on 4-7.
Right.
I mean, I know it was before the second 9-mon came out or the last 9-mon came out, but like, shouldn't you have considered cutting 8-so instead of 7-mon on the 11th turn?
2 8s versus 1 9.
What I mean, it's 2 8 mon versus 1 8 so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other comments on this?
If you looked at my discards before the Tuso, would you think it's Sozo Honetsu?
リーチ
No.
Only if the G high comes
Demo.
after 2 suits, probably.
Okay. Any other comments on this?
What do you guys think about pawning the last 9 1?
Pawning the last 9 on here.
Yeah, that was actually a question I had. Like, would you take the Hatsu Atazuke? Like, even if, like, I don't know, 9 so came out or something, would you cheat that?
Thoughts?
Mm. I think that's probably an okay idea, because even if you pass now and then draw like 3 6 9 so, which is the most likely, right? Then you're gonna have to end up waiting on Hatsu anyways. So may as well just pawn 9 mon and then throw 7 so here for Hatsu Atazuke. Is the thinking.
I think it's worth a shot to, just pawn and pray. Because one, it might not actually be stuck. There's like a non-trivial chance that it's just straight up in the wall, and your chance of winning this hand doesn't really go down that much, because like in case of it makes other people stuck, right? Like they're like, oh yeah, it's definitely Hatsu, and then you get your K10, you get your K10 Renjang. I don't think it's that bad if you pawn it.
It's honestly probably more normal to pawn it because, like Aaron was saying, like you kind of have to wait on the Hatsu anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you avoid this by holding the 7 mon so that you don't have to keep that Champon.
Even if you held the 7 mon, right, and discarded 8 so on the previous turn, you would still pull this and then just Hatsu. Right.
But you won't
No.
be Tempai on Hatsu?
Oh right, you can't. Never mind.
Yeah, like if you're afraid that the Hatsu's stuck and you won't be able to win on it, then you really don't want to take this Otozuke. And if you don't want to take this Otozuke, you should leave the chance for the Hatsu to become your Janto, which means strengthening the other blocks where your pairs are.
Mm. Okay. All right, moving on to East 4. Any of you have any comments? Shannon, do you have any notes for your hand?
No.
I have notes on mine.
Sure.
I think turn 3. I mean, it's pretty. Yeah,
Here?
probably should have cheated that.
Yes.
I agree.
Is there a reason why you do not chi this?
There shouldn't be a reason that you don't cheat this.
That was the comment. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the only one I had too.
Wait, do you cut 6-pin from
Yeah.
that shape though?
Is there a particular
Oh.
difference?
You probably cut 9 so for the Kutsuki, right?
What?
You can cut 5.
Five
You
so?
can cut.
5 so Pon
That's
Chun.
only
Oh,
improved on
okay.
one side.
Yeah, Ariam and 6-9.
Okay, yeah.
And why would you want to keep the 9 so over the 5 so?
Value for the half outside.
Half outside.
I my brain, man.
So if you pawn the Chun, then you could also get Chanta.
Right.
Very nice. Or you can still get Chanta like this.
Don't.
And it is like almost nothing, no?
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you pawn the Chun and then you sumo the 9 so, then that's 1326. This is just 2000.
Hmm.
Don't.
All right, South 1. I had a question about Shannon's turn 2. Could I ask why you cut tone here?
I don't want G high.
So what's the plan?
I was gonna cut 4-pin too. So maybe that one first. Wait,
Four
never
pin.
mind. Sorry.
What?
4, 6, 8 is one. Yeah. I already have a pair, so I cut my east. Yeah. Because I have my blocks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 5 blocks.
That is true, but you could also see it as 5 blocks if you get rid of 6-8, right?
What, don't you have?
No, I have 4,
Six
6,
blocks?
8 is one block. I have 6 blocks right now, so I got rid of my east.
Yeah,
Well,
what I'm saying is you can also see, like, instead of 3-3 and then 4-6-8 Nyankan, you could see it as 3-3-4 and then 6-8 Kanchan, right? So if you get rid of 6-8, then you still have 5 blocks.
Well,
And then you're guaranteed
yeah.
oh, not guaranteed, but like you're guaranteed to end up on a okay weight.
you can also see the 3-4 element
Oh,
as the
yeah.
5th block.
That's what I was saying, 3-3-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to cut 3-pin and try in 6 blocks here, just so you get Paifu almost no matter what, that's fine.
Oh.
Oh.
Probably more efficient to do it that way.
Oh.
6
Six
blocks
plus
valid? Wait, what?
6 blocks.
It's just you can't trim down to 5 fast enough. That's the 6 blocks here.
I mean, normally you just cut 8-pin. But like
Oh.
cutting 3-pin is not bad here.
Yeah, if you cut tone, right, you're basically locking in your 3-pin as your pair. And so you restrict
Well, I mean, I can still draw like 6-pin or 8-pin for my pair.
I mean,
Switch back to what
you can. Okay, yeah, that's true. But I mean, like by doing that, right, you're restricting your acceptance to 5 or 7-pin for moving forward your hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the pinzu. Whereas if you cut the 8-pin, Right, you
Either
get
it's 5, 7, or 6 or 8. Right.
I mean, if you're gonna pair up another thing, then you might as well just keep the tone here.
uh
Okay.
but
Well,
I mean, to my point, if you cut 8 pin, right, you
Yeah.
you gain 2 pin acceptance. Or you, like, by not cutting tone, you gain 2 pin acceptance
Uh-huh.
and 3 pin acceptance and tone acceptance. But if you cut tone, you lose 2 pin, 3 pin, and tone, obviously. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
8 pin only has 7 pin.
Like if this were Tonpin, then maybe you could cut the tone, but it's like is very clearly not Tanyao.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Unless I draw the 6 so
And the 4 so.
and the 4 so.
yeah, and then I also had
Okay, the 7 pin acceptance was important.
You could have that by cutting 3.
No resulting.
could have had that by cutting 3 pin.
I would have cut 3 pin.
Same.
3 pin did not look like an option to me, but my eyes have been opened
Yeah, same.
To the 6 blocks.
to the 6 blocks.
The 6 blocks that confirms your Pinfu and you barely lose out on any tile acceptance.
You lose out on
3 pin.
the tone's 1 cut, and then you lose 3 pin.
Yeah. So like even when you get to Ishanten, like having that extra tile left over, if you do have an extra tile left over, is not going to be a big issue.
Mm-hmm.
And this also confirms Pinfu.
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting move. I will keep that in mind if I see it.
You want me to add like a very peculiar point?
Okay.
In that kind of hand progression, right? It's much easier to pick up a Dora and then use that Adeamen. Your movement will be smaller. Like if you go down the path of confirming tone as your pair, it's much easier to like 5, 6, 7, and then you draw another 7, and you can still have it over there by swapping out with the tone.
And of course, another benefit is you just get to keep the tone as safe tiles in case anything bad happens.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of, what is the 4 pin doing for you here?
Oh, yeah, I should have gotten rid of that first.
Should you have? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, because I gotta cut it before it's dangerous, you know?
I mean, you can also still progress to 5 pin, and then tongue, and then still have a hand.
Well,
better
I
example.
mean, okay, like I should cut 4 pin because East is just safer to hold.
In general, yes.
Yeah.
In general,
like-
yes.
But like the 4 pin isn't awful here. It's not like cutting this tone is strictly wrong, but you have to understand the benefits you gain by keeping the 4 pin.
Yeah. So what potential future progressions could happen if you keep the 4 pin? That would be good.
This is a good question to think about.
Good question for what?
I think this is a good like intermediate question to be asking.
Yeah.
That's hard. I don't know, because if I keep the 5 pin for like well, okay, if I keep the 5 pin,
You're saying if you draw a 5 pin?
yeah. Oh yeah. Like if I draw a 5 pin and then keep it, I would have to cut like one of my blocks. Right?
Can't you cut 3 pin?
You're gonna be able to keep.
I don't want a Tonki,
mean,
so
Tonki's-
at that point, I feel I don't know. Maybe you just cut one of your down men. the non-door acceptance one.
That is usually correct. That seems like the right way to do it.
Yeah, if you draw the 5 pin, it would cut like 1, 2, 3 so, I guess.
Makes sense.
Only because it's like connected, right? To your upper pins.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What if you draw 2 pin?
Oh. I don't like it.
You still have to deal with it, man.
Okay, well, if I draw 2 pin, I'm cutting 4 pin first and then the 2 pin.
Then why even hold the 4 pin?
I was supposed to cut it first, but I clicked the tone because I kind of hovered the tone and clicked it.
Oh no, no autopiloting. That's bad.
So what would you do, Nima or Bryant? Now that we've discussed the benefits of keeping 4 pin versus throwing it.
I mean, I'll just cut the 4 pin. It's like not a huge issue.
Right.
I think like the maximum benefit you can get from the 4 pin is you draw 6 so to slide to Tanyao, and then you draw 2 or 3 so to become your Jonto to make it more Tanyao. And then you have 2 5 pin, 4 7 mon, Ton pin, Dora.
That's one thing I also saw.
Yeah, so like that's like the best case scenario, and then you get Mongon from it.
See, and then there's the other plan where you keep the Tong instead. And then you'd be like, oh, good thing I kept Gembutsu when someone reaches.
Also fair.
Yeah, that's just like normal to confirm your Yanmen, where the 4 pin doesn't immediately help your hand, and like it's already Pinfu with Dora acceptance.
Sounds good.
The Tamping can also be had, right? Anyway.
Yeah, it's possible anyway.
Yeah.
It's just that's like the best case scenario from keeping the 4 pin. It increases the Tom pin chance.
Each.
Okay. Did anyone else have notes on this hand, or is it just this?
I thought the tone Toitsu Otoshi was really weird
Like, as in, like while you were playing, or like?
while I was playing.
Oh. Well, I didn't want to call the tone, and I was like, I don't really want it, so I cut it. But
I really hope you don't want to call the tone when it would give you no Yaku.
yeah, and I was
And
like, well, I don't
then
want 3 tones, so I'm getting rid of it.
I was thinking, actually, can we switch to my point of view right now?
Each.
So I saw that. So I mean, obviously cut 4 pin. But then I was thinking, what if? I was guessing that the 4 pin was like a Kutsuki throw for Tenpai.
Well, what does that mean?
Can you really guess
Like,
that?
I don't know, but
What do you mean? What do you mean by Kutsuki throw?
or
Like,
sorry, a
I
Kutsuki
had,
Shanten, and then
like 2 random floating tiles.
right, 2 floating tiles, and then the 4 pin was the unused one.
Oh, okay. But why did you think that?
I thought that because if the 4 pin wasn't doing anything in her hand at Ishanten, then generally when you rather keep the tone instead as a safe tile.
I mean, it could have been like a perfect Ishanten where it was like 3-4-4, right? And then, so it would have contributed to the
Right.
hand in that case.
Okay.
Right. I think you should assume it's not a Kutsuki because they broke up a pair.
Okay.
Right.
It's
Because
hard to trace back. to swapping out a pair for Kutsuki.
Yeah, so you should assume that the 4-pin was connected to her hand in some way, like one of the other blocks, and not that it was just a lone 4-pin.
I see.
Is it always the case where if you see Toitsu Otoshi, then it's not Kutsuki?
Well, think about it. For Kutsuki Ishanten, that means they had 4 blocks ready to go, and then just have 2 floating tiles that they need to stick something to
Right.
get to Tenpai.
So that means they would
And-
have already been Tenpai.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, unless they like desperately needed to not have the tone in their hand, like for a Tonpin or something. But even
Okay,
that would
makes
be,
sense.
yeah, that would, it wouldn't be unreasonable in a situation like this where the player needs points, the tone's not their Yaku high. So it's not impossible, but it's not the it's not like the likely course of action.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Essentially, I took this note during the game, and I didn't follow through on it because I wasn't sure if it was correct or not.
Yeah, I don't. Well, we learned. Yeah, we learned that, Toitsu Otoshi probably not Kutsuki, so the 4-pin probably had something to do with their hand.
There's another thing that Toitsu Otoshi is not.
Chitoy?
It's not Tanki usually. Almost certainly.
Hmm.
So with that in mind, is 4-pin the best cut from this hand against that Richi?
Probably just Hatsu first to see where it goes,
And why is that?
because it can't be Tanki, so it won't, or it shouldn't be Tanki, so it won't deal in. And there's one Hatsu cut already. And I can still advance if I draw 3-pin.
Yeah, because if you cut 4-pin here and you actually want to complete the hand, 2-pin is a rather dangerous tile, given the fact that they Toitsu Otoshi before cutting the 4-pin for Richi.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, cutting 4-pin is just like pretty much giving up the hand unless 2-pin passes. So if you do want to salvage the hand, I think cutting the Parapatsu is the way to go.
Very salvageable hand. Maybe Tanping Dora.
Hmm.
Yeah, because when you're cutting blocks, if you're still caring about advancing your hand and you have to choose between like tiles to cut, you have to also consider like what tiles you'll have to pass afterwards or what tiles you'll miss out on. And you probably don't want to miss out on Pinzu, and you probably don't want to try and pass the 2-pin against that Richi.
Right.
So like yes, 4-pin's 100% safe here, and if you're folding, that's the cut. But considering future developments, it's probably not worth uh giving up the chance of winning this hand, given that you have so little information anyway.
All right. I think we can move on to the next hand. I guess we'll start with Shannon, do you have any notes?
No. Wait, yeah, my notes are. I want to win my hand. That's all. So I was just gonna call to win my hand as quickly as possible.
I have a note here.
Yeah. What's your note?
Like this looks like a block to me.
Oh, yeah, but I don't like penchants, so I didn't want it.
Didn't you say you wanted to win as fast as possible?
Yeah, penchants don't count as blocks.
Oh, so penchants aren't blocks, conchons aren't blocks.
Yeah, they don't exist.
It's not even a committed penchant, because I mean you're gonna pawn the Haku, so you can that could be penchant plus two more tile acceptance, 1-2. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So if your plan is to win as fast as possible, I don't think cutting 1-2 so is a good idea.
Yeah, probably like non or tune. Just one of the go high. Yeah.
And then moving on. I think I had. Oh, you missed your penchant rip. I think I had on turn 7. Right.
Is this the turn 7?
This is turn 7. Yes. Okay. I don't need to ask the question. You can answer it.
I mean-
Yeah. I'm not sure why I didn't just cut the Tumon.
Conchons don't exist, right?
Yeah, I don't know
you
why.
got another one.
I did. But this one accepts the Dora, so it's like more valid.
No, y'all gotta stop being afraid of bad weights, quote unquote bad weights.
I'm not afraid of them.
We
But
can't
I'm
all
not
have
afraid
beyond
either.
all the time. That we get Tonkis, we get Conchons, we get Penchons sometimes. It's okay.
Just don't even think of it as bad way. It's more value because more Fu, man.
Also, I see you're like looking at this shape like 3-5 is your Kanchan and then 6-7-8 is completed. But
yeah, I want my Dora.
okay, have you considered where your pair is going to be?
Well, now it's gonna be in the Monzu.
Tumon Tonki. Tonki's
5 Mon Nakabukure.
Why not 6 so Nakasuji Tonki?
Oh,
Oh, very strong.
very strong. But the point I wanted to make here was by cutting your 6-8 Kanchan, you also like effectively, or I mean, maybe it's not directly correlated, but like the 5-8 Nobetan is like then you have to build one more block.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, well it's okay because I want Dora, so
You can still have Dora even if you cut 2 Mon.
yeah.
The only thing you lose by cutting Tumon is Tumon.
Yeah, I have no idea why I kept the Tumon actually. I don't really know what I was thinking.
Now what?
Okay, now I think I cut maybe the Tumon because it's Suju to the 5. The one I was supposed to cut last turn.
Do it.
If you had cut, oh my gosh, if you had
Got
cut,
him. Got him.
if you had cut Tumon last turn, would you have?
Cut. I would probably cut.
What would you have done? Yeah. Or
Probably the 9mon. Probably 9mon because I don't want to give up my hand, and it was a really early 8mon cut, so I'm banking on I'm just gonna pray. I'm gonna cut the Amon and pray. I mean, Naimon and pray.
Yeah, makes
That's
sense.
all.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm in trouble.
See, if we're gonna be resulting, you could have already won your hand by now.
That is
Oh
true.
yeah, I could have completed my penchant block.
Your Kanchan?
No,
Yeah,
the
the
penchant.
penchant, the 1-2,
Well, yeah, that too.
the 1-2. So
But now you have to deal with the consequences of your actions.
yeah.
Got more
Oh.
value out of it. 2 extra Ricci stick.
All right. Sorry, did anyone else have any questions on their hands?
I'm not saying you should keep the 2 mon, but you could summon there later if you're lucky. If you're going in not catching the Dora. With the 3-pin cut.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's definitely 2 on here, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Is there any hand anyone wants to review in this round?
South 1.
South 2.
South 2-1, yeah.
I don't remember.
No? Okay. We'll move on.
Actually, for me,
Yeah.
turn 7. Wait,
Is this right? Is this the one that you were mentioning?
maybe turn 8.
Turn 8?
I think I should have cut 7. So
Most like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
It makes more sense than the 4-pin earlier from Shannon.
Yeah, because the 7 so just doesn't really do anything right here.
Oh, and now you're kind of
just
Oh.
draw safe tiles. It's fine.
It's Daijo Boo. Now what?
See, now you have to push
for
multiple
Tanya, yeah.
Suji.
Oh no. Who reached? Oh wait,
Excuse me?
I did. Oh, I remember. I reached and then didn't win my hand. That's right. I was the first to reach and then
Yeah,
got
but
chased.
that was a Tsumogiri Vici from Aaron.
Oh yeah, I also have a question
Yeah,
about this one.
yeah.
Does one
he
reach
was,
this?
He chased.
I don't think I should reach.
Well, first, do you even want to take this Tempai?
On 2-5 mon.
It's not like I have a. It's not like I have safe tiles for everyone.
Do you have any save tiles for everyone? At
I
all?
do not. Wait,
Are you sure?
let me check.
Let
What
me
about
check
the
too.
kind of safe one? Or the very safe one? Feel like you do.
You definitely do.
Let me think.
Are we talking about like 100% safe tiles? Because no, he has that too. But what were you going for?
I mean, that's what I was asking. Like, if you're gonna fold,
Oh.
like, do you have any save tiles that you can just throw this turn and then hope for one next turn? Because it's 3 Ricci. It's not unreasonable to think that you can fold with just one save tile to start.
Hmm.
Because they'll just everyone will throw a bunch of stuff. They might even deal in. You might not even get another discard. So, like, if you want to fold, do you have a tile you can fold with? That's the first question.
Four pin.
Very
Wait.
good.
Very good.
Oh yeah, 4 pin. Okay.
So
Are you gonna
do
fold?
you actually want to fold?
So I think that's my question. Is it because I can take Tempai with 7 pin, which is Suji for everyone?
Yeah, it can't even deal into a Kanchan because you have all
Yeah.
the 8s.
Because I see all the 8 pins.
So it has to be Shampoo or Tanki.
Yes, I'm sure people will chase with 7 Taki.
Well, I mean, Shannon could have been 7-pin Shampoo, who knows?
Okay, I guess.
I mean, it seems unlikely if she were playing efficiently.
Because of the 9-pin, yeah.
Yeah. So like 7 is safe enough to throw if you're going to take Tempai, I think. But how willing are you to push this hand?
I mean, if 7 pin looks safe, I would just push it. Whatever. You can always fold
Probably.
next turn. Like you can still
I'd
run
be
someone
okay
for
pushing a
1,000.
little bit. Well, I'd be okay pushing 7-pin at least.
Yeah, just
and wait a
push
turn.
7-pin, run someone for 1,000.
Because there's a lot of
table.
sticks.
There's tons of sticks.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're not going to reach even, that means you're going to be willing to fold later, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, on the 4-pin, right? With the 4-pin, I meant.
Yeah, but like what tile would you draw that would make you fold?
Oh, good question.
I see this is a repeating question we asked ourselves.
Right, because like if you're gonna Dama because you're afraid, then you have to be
what would
afraid of
I
something
don't know.
concrete. You
I don't
can't just
even
be
know what my
afraid in
weight
general.
is.
What?
I don't even know what my weight was.
Oh.
I'll check. This is South 2.
Yeah, because like the situation can't get that much worse. Like everyone's already reachy. It's not like someone could show an even more threatening hand.
Right.
There's 2 more cons, and they both hit.
Oh, got him. 4-player reach, time to fold.
I guess I guess my question is, does one reach this? Or would people reach this?
Are you afraid of concrete tiles? It doesn't reduce down to that question.
Sorry, say that again.
Are there tiles that you are afraid of, like, cutting against the reachies, basically?
Yeah, that's the dependent question.
I mean, just looking at the board right now, probably one Ortho, and then some of the Manzu, probably.
Most of the Wanzu.
Yeah, most of them. I mean, most of the Manzu.
Okay.
Seems fine.
But then will you actually fold if you draw one for so or Monzu that you cannot win on? It's like you have to consider this hand, it's already going to be worth at least 43 even if you or 40
Right.
46 if you Dama. are you willing to fold 46 tempai with the on-men and no one else can even fold?
I'm not sure what the correct answer is. Like, I feel like these situations are slightly rare, and I'm not sure how to think about it. Because not folding means, like, also means dealing in. The chance of dealing in is higher because you know 3 people are Ricci, or you know 3 people are Tenpai.
Mm-hmm.
The balancing act. I don't think we mentioned this yet, but you're in last.
Yeah, I'm in last, but third is not too far.
First is also not that far.
Yeah, it's generally pretty tight.
Yeah, like if you win this hand, you could jump right up into first.
Get one lucky Ura.
So I guess would others also push and just reach? Or would people like leave the opportunity of folding at this point?
I would Ricci this. Like, first of all, I think you have the lowest chance to deal in just because, like, assuming the 7 pin passes, everyone else is gonna go first. So you no, it's true.
It is true. It is true.
Interesting. Yeah.
You also have
So-
less house to draw at the end.
So like you're gonna have 4 Ipatsu chances before like you even can potentially deal in. And like you might not even get another draw. Someone else might just deal into someone else. So even though there's 3 people Ricci, like the chance of dealing in isn't like super, super high for you.
Okay. Okay. That's I need
Does
to
that make
think
sense?
about that a little bit.
Like you said, this is pretty rare, so you don't really have to think about it much. But like the turn order does matter too. Like this is not something you're going to encounter very much, but it's I guess good to know like how to think about it, and like this is one of those like really niche things to think about. Like no one else can fold, so if they don't win on their tiles, they'll have to cut them, either deal into you, deal into someone else. Like it's just entirely possible you don't get another draw, so you don't have to worry about dealing in.
Yeah.
Right. It's more I think I realized that this was a blind spot in like how I just had no I didn't know how to think about this situation. So this discussion will hopefully help.
Yeah, and it's good that you realize that too, especially for situations like this. Online, it'll just be a draw if you reach it.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think
So you
that's
don't,
easier to think about.
yeah. So you don't get like this facet of the situation.
Right.
It's a clear Ricci for me. I wouldn't even really have thought about folding.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, Tenpai, let's go.
But
If you
my
were,
reason is mostly just from the potential point. The potential gain is too great, not anything else. I think that's a very dominating reason in this situation.
Okay. What about the others?
Yeah, I agree. But obviously, if you're playing online, then you can't because you would draw. Would you want to draw?
I guess that's something to talk about.
Let's not.
Okay.
We have other hands to go through.
Okay. Okay.
All right, that's it for this hand for me.
Interesting discussion.
Can we look at Nikki's hand? Few turns
2 turns ago?
ago.
Here, you mean?
I feel like there's just like a couple choices, like everywhere. Even the one.
What you're thinking of? You're thinking of the 1, 2, 3 mon? Is that?
Nah, I guess you wouldn't really do that, but I just think it's like if you want to like light Moashi, couldn't you try 2, 3 mon?
Yeah.
Would 2 Tumon be better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
Because Tumon can't really deal in, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't see it. It's not Konchan.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It
Like-
can only deal into Tonki.
Yeah, it can only deal into Tonki. And if it's Tonki, then it has to be cheap.
Does it?
Rishi toy only. Or
Chi, Tatsu, Chi, Toy, we're at
Okay,
12,000,
okay.
18,000.
Oh,
dealing.
shoot. Oh, I forgot.
No, but you can't reasonably expect Tumon to deal in.
Yeah, like I feel like the 2 mon path forward is a lot safer.
Mm-hmm.
But gotta love your Ipeikos. It's the same value though.
Same value, yeah. Well,
Also, if you do 2 mon 2
Throw
mon,
away
then
Paifu, though,
you'll be guaranteed a Yamen weight. Right?
Yeah. I
Good
would
higher chance, yeah.
No, it's not guaranteed.
It is not guaranteed, but it's higher chance.
Wait, if you cut Tumon, then it's
Tumon,
not
Tumon?
guaranteed. Then you get the on-man. I mean,
Onco's 3 mod.
Oh.
Onko headless, you still can choose the on-man.
Okay. Anyways, 2 mon is probably better.
I mean, cutting 1 mon has like much higher tempi chance because you're headless.
Hmm.
And you have Yaku, so like even if you fill in the on-man first, you could win Dama on a Tonki. So like cutting 1 mon isn't bad either. But 2 mon is definitely the safer path forward. Because like dealing in Ipatsu to the dealer with the Dora would be kind of yikes.
Yeah, volume first too.
Also on this hand on the 5th turn, do you think 6 mon here is good?
So, I didn't consider 6 mon. Probably not.
If it's gonna most likely look like a Tonki, then it's definitely worth thinking about.
I mean, you could also just cut Hatsu, and then if it happens to be Chanta, then you can always choose that later.
Yeah, because the Hatsu is 2 cut, I would agree with cutting Hatsu.
What if there were none?
Oh. Then I
So
think
if
I
Hatsu
guess.
were live, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Then yeah, 6 mon, I could see it.
But
Hmm.
like, is that's would you still just like? What I mean is 6 or 9 1 here.
Hatsu.
No, I think even if Hatsu is alive,
If Hatsu's live, don't you just cut 9 mon?
Yeah.
So you can keep the potential to improve the shape around the 6 mon. Like if you pick up a the men, like you could be headless and then pair something up and it's fine. Or like if you just finish the 6-9 so first, you can Hatsu Tanki. It's not like you need the 9 mon Tanki if Hatsu's live.
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
Oh wait. Should we go back to what was it? Like the 10th turn? Right, so you get to Tanki Tenpai here. Is there a difference between cutting 7-so or 8-so?
Um, when I threw it at the time, I'm pretty sure I saw no difference.
Um, is half Suji a valid answer?
It's not even half Suji.
Yeah, 4-so was before Ricci.
What? No, I'm talking about the 8.
What?
How do you have Suji 8?
5-8. He was joking.
Was he joking?
I'm confused.
No,
Aaron?
it,
Were
it's
you joking?
it's far Suji, which is not really a thing.
All right.
This isn't space mahjong. It's not
Darn
half
it.
Suji.
Unfortunate.
But yeah, is there a difference?
No, not really.
Okay, cool.
But because there's not much of a difference, is it valid to not take Tenpai here? Did anyone even consider not taking Tenpai?
No.
Why not?
Um,
I don't know. I feel like I should be asking the question to you of why not.
Oh,
I mean, you are in first.
I think you don't need a reach because you know, you okay, well, yeah, you're in first. You also have Yaku. So you
The
don't
question is,
you
would
can
you
not-
push?
oh.
Is
Right, I'm
folding
assuming
an
Eva
option?
means throwing 5-1 here.
Is that what I meant?
That
I
I
think.
mean,
thought
you
it also be
so
2-so.
you two so.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Or,
All right,
or
too so. Um
Could you also just? Oh yeah, that works.
Right, because this isn't the Tenpai that you wanted, right? Like you wanted a Yanmen to fight with.
yes.
yeah.
So because you did not get that result, like how far are you willing to push this Tonki? Like are you gonna push 8-so and then you draw something else? You're gonna push 7-so? You're gonna push like whatever you get? Like what's the balance here? And
I think so.
you're just gonna push this like Tonki Tenpai
Yeah.
because you
Unless
missed
it gets
out.
to like, you know, late third row, then and everything is passed, then maybe no more.
Yeah, because you missed out on improvements in lower Monzu by cutting the one Mon, which again was fine at the time, I think, but like that like narrows down your range of improvements. So you pretty much need to stick something to your 5, 6, 7 Mon or your 1, 2, 3. So and I think it's totally normal to just take the Tonki Tenpai. Like you have Yaku, you have Dora. It's not like you have much to be afraid of against the dealer Ricci. Because like if they have one Dora at most, it can't be like awful.
I mean, it
But
could still be pretty
Wait.
big.
All
Wait,
doors are out.
no, the doors are out, so they have no Dora.
oh yeah, they have no Dora.
Yeah, but I mean, it could still be pretty big. Like you,
I mean,
Ura.
like Menpin, Ipatsu. Oh, it's not even Ipatsu anymore.
It's not Ipatsu.
no, but I mean, like it could,
And-
yeah, it could just be Mentampin or something. Ura.
Right. Well, yeah, it can always be big with a Ricci.
Yeah, and then like,
But the point is like I don't know. I've never even thought about not taking a Tenpai here.
Again, I think it's normal to take the Tenpai, but like one path forward if you want to be safer, I think is to cut Tuso. And then one So's one chance, like not awful. Like you could get back to Tenpai some other way and have the on men left over, like if you pair up 1 So or 3 So.
mm,
Like cutting 2 So isn't even like completely giving up on the hand.
yeah, cutting like 5 mon would be, or 1 mon again would be.
Yeah.
But Tuso is actually pretty interesting. I didn't see that option.
Yeah, I don't think you cut 2 So most of the time, but sometimes
Can you give an example where you would think that cutting Tuso here is like strictly correct?
if like you absolutely cannot afford to deal in. Because if you're gonna be like kind of messing around with a random Tonki and you don't have enough information to narrow down the dealer's weight, like it's just going to be kind of praying and hoping that you don't deal in while you're just like switching up your Tonki or whatever, like depending on what you draw. So like if you absolutely cannot afford to deal in, you could cut 2 So first, and then depending on what happens, you might end up folding if you don't get back to a decent enough Tenpai that you're confident to fight with. Or if you do get to the on-men Tenpai, like waiting on Genbutsu or something, like if you pair up 3 So, you could cut 1 So. It's like it's one chance. You're waiting on dealer Genbutsu. It's 8,000. Or it could be 8,000. It's like it's fine. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, just pretty interesting.
Yeah, not something you normally think about.
Mm-hmm.
I think the situation really calls for it too, though, to think about this, because you could just go straight into last.
Yeah, that was something I was gonna say. Like if it's very possible that you just deal into 12,000 your last.
The downside is way too large.
I don't know.
The regular
I don't know if
upside.
it's very possible that you deal into 12,000.
Well, not 12,000 exactly, but even then, something of 3 Han is meaningful damage.
Yeah.
Very.
Full damage.
Yeah.
I did.
I don't know. If you can see all the Dora, I wouldn't be worried about dealing into 12K, but like 58, 77 is entirely reasonable.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like what they'd have to get like Menton Pin Ura for you to deal in 12K
Yeah.
in a normal
Yeah.
situation.
Yep. It's possible.
I mean, it's anything's possible.
Anything's well. Okay. Anyways, so yeah,
It-
that's interesting. All right. Is there anything else? Oh, rip.
Immediately miss.
Well, if you threw two, so would have had.
What? Immediate Ricci.
I mean, if she threw Tuso there, drawing the 8 so would change the decision making.
You would have 7, 8, 8. 1, 3. Probably just throw one again, huh? Or not again, but throw one.
Probably. Or you could just full fold because there was another Ricci.
Hmm.
You could just be like, okay, hopefully they deal with it.
Chad play.
I mean, pushing the Tonki is not a bad play. It's just normal. Like you normally just take the Tonki Jetpai, and you hope that something good happens before you deal in.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be one of the good things.
Yeah.
You get an Adian Men, and then you Ipatsu Tsumo. Or well,
Very
not
strong.
Ipatsu, but you Tsumo real quick.
Very strong.
After the fourth player puts out their Ricci stick.
Yeah, so you get an extra 1,000. Very strong. That hurted.
Are you sure throwing the 1 mon is okay instead of the 2 mon?
I mean, the Tenbai chance is just so much higher.
But I
think
feel like in the regular pushful like point consideration framework, you would just play it safer here.
Right. But I think if you're willing to just like push random Tonki, if you fill in a Dianmen first, then throwing 1 mon is fine. I think they're connected.
Uh, I don't know. That's beyond my balance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would push 1 mon here.
I think I would cut the 2 mon because, I mean, you still have 2 Liangmen that you can just, I mean, no matter what, you fill in your Liangmen, you're just gonna Ricci it, right?
Yeah, I mean, the cutting the 2 mon is like definitely the more balanced play. Cutting 1 mon's kind of aggressive. Like, not that the 1 mon's super dangerous because it's one chance, and like your hand is still really good,
Yeah.
but it is definitely like the higher risk play.
Like, I guess keeping the 1 mon, you lose out on like Paifu, right? If you wanted to like Dama Ron or something like that, but if you're just gonna get a Tenpai and then reach anyway, right?
You could still Paifu if you cut 3 mon after 2 mon.
Oh yeah, that's right. I would cut the 2 mon.
Yeah, I mean it's just safer.
All right, nothing more.
All right, South 3. Anyone want to jump in?
Give me a sec.
My perspective. I think turn 3.
Hmm. So you're eyeing Itsu, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I was looking at Itsu, but I was wondering if
You were wondering if 5 blocks is better?
yeah.
If you go 5 blocks, what do you cut? This should not be difficult.
Yeah, I mean, just 1-2 so.
Mm-hmm. But then what's the benefit of keeping the Formon?
I can draw another 2-pin or 4
Wait,
mana.
okay. If you're doing Itsu, you would still cut the 1-2 so, right? You would still end up cutting the 1-2 so
Not necessarily.
on Itsu. Would you cut the door block?
You could cut 4 mon for Itsu. You don't need 2 4-mons for your Itsu.
Yeah.
It's I mean it's 6 blocks, but it lets me take 3 so or 6-pin and still get Itsu.
I think it's fine. Formon. Wait, so did you? Your answer to Nima's question, what does Formon allow you to do, is gain 2-pin and 4-mon, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else aside from that, Nima?
Yes.
Oh.
What could it be?
Let's take a moment to think about that. Anyone want to hazard a guess?
I mean, I guess 2-pin doesn't have to be the pair. Could become
No, but
a
like
Ryamen if I
that.
draw a 3-pin or something.
But like you probably want 2-pin to be the pair, right?
Yeah.
I guess like you could look for Sanshoku, but
Right.
Itsu's just right there. What if you miss your Itsu? Does the Formon help?
You mean
Like if you get like a 6-mon or something from the 7-8.
Mm-hmm. Like if you get 6
Well,
mon, then
I
that wrecks
guess.
your Itsu, right? Because you need 3 and
Okay.
9 mon.
Get Ipeiko.
Really?
No, you can't.
Is the answer, Tanya?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like
I'd
if
probably
you
just cut the 4-mon. I feel like
if you miss
I'll probably just
if you miss the
4-mon.
Itsu though by getting 6 mon, like 6 mon totally wrecks your Itsu, and then you want to be able to follow that up with Tanya because the rest of your blocks, if you cut the penchon, the 1-2 so penchon, are Tanya blocks.
Right. Okay.
Additionally, if you pick up the 3 so, like let's say you cut the 4 mon here and you pick up the 3 so, are you gonna cut your Dora Conchon or are you gonna cut your Itsu Penchon?
Probably the
It's like you lose value either way.
Yeah.
And the Itsu's not confirmed either. You could miss it.
Yeah, you could miss everything.
There's
Probably
also
cut the Itsu Penchon.
there's also one more edge case where you miss your Itsu, but you just picked up a bunch of Monzus. You could switch into Chinitsu.
Right. I think that was the note I took when I initially, like, during the game.
That's so far, man.
And then I thought about it. I was
It's
like,
edge case.
that's kind of
It's-
far, but like cutting, I think. But I can cut the 1-2 so and still like see if it happens.
You can cut 1-mon.
Yeah. Right now.
If you cut 1-mon, you won't be able to see if anything happens.
I mean, so you would just cut 1-2 so?
I would.
What's the benefit of cutting one mon?
No, that was just a thought experiment.
No,
Like,
a thought experiment.
I just wanted to see if there was any follow up down that route of thinking. But no, I
No,
mean,
'cause-
I would just cut one too. So
Yeah, because cutting one mon means you're looking more at Tanya, but then you're just giving up on Itsu. Like, there's no point. If you're looking at Tanya, you're gonna have to cut the other penchant.
All right.
one two so.
Boom. Boom.
And then I guess on turn 6. So at this point, I see. Wait, was it turn 6 or turn 7? Right here. If I see 2-3 mons out, does that change how I approach this hand? Or should it at this point?
What do you think?
I think with this many calls, it's probably uh probably hard to go back for anything else.
Go back.
But you're not going back if you throw 2-1 mon, right?
You have
Yeah.
you have 5 blocks if you cut 1 2 mon.
Yeah.
I mean, right now you have 6 blocks, so you're
okay.
deciding what to cut, right?
Right. I guess is seeing 2 cut at this point, should it discourage me from going for?
What are your alternatives?
I don't know about you, but I would be discouraged.
I would also be discouraged.
Okay.
Would you
But
be
it's-
discouraged
I would
enough?
I'm mostly discouraged because you have Dora and you probably will get Pinfu. So like that's already enough value.
Right.
If you didn't have anything else, then the Itsu is probably much more considerable.
I'm also discouraged because of the speed of others' hands.
Right. I think that was also part of it.
Yeah, I think it's normal to just cut the penchant now because you have good shape with the rest of the hand. Honestly, kind of looking at this, I would be like, I'll probably onko up 2 or 5 pin, but because like 6-9 pin is kind of bad.
I had a question
About
when
the
you were
3
asking about the two cutting your penchant. They don't look safe enough for me to cut, man.
1 and 2 mon, right?
Hmm.
I did see that. I didn't necessarily want to bring it up.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean it's fine.
Yeah.
No, I think yeah.
It's the last cut after 2 calls and strong
Right.
middle tiles. Consider folding.
But then what do you fold with? You don't have that
Or
much.
pin.
I just take my entire hand apart.
I mean, 8 months kind of a start without being too bad.
Really?
Well,
Isn't 4
I mean,
If you're dealing with 8-pin, it's 8,000.
4
Probably.
4 pin is 4 pin an option? You can still accept 6.
yeah.
I think 4 pin's an option.
Okay.
But yeah, I personally I wouldn't be expecting to finish this.
Okay.
see,
Yeah,
like,
but
I was just gonna say it won't be bad if someone else deals, if non-sumos or someone else deals into non. It kind of
Yeah.
I'm kind of not considering Yaktending your Kamicha right now.
Right.
So as long as I can get above the other two, I'm happy. And that's already 39 showing. So I would really hope that happens.
I just think it's gonna be kind of hard to fold this hand. So like in a normal situation, you just cut 1-2 mon.
I think it's kind of harder to fold as well, but I would just pray the other people dealing before I do.
Yeah, like you just cut 4 mon and hope something happens where you just don't lose points.
Forfeit, you mean?
Oh, 4 pin,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's solid enough a plan actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just fold.
つも
You got saved.
You were one tile away from dying.
One tile away from dying. Molest.
I have questions for South 3
So,
for other people's hand.
South 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
For Shannon's hand, when she threw Haku.
Yeah.
ポン
Wait, South 3.
ポン
Yeah.
No, I think it was on the 9 pin. Yeah, when you drew 9 pin.
So it I wanted to get rid of it.
What do you think your hand is gonna be at the end?
Good question. Kind of slow. Nothing.
Nothing. Guys, thoughts?
いつ
Reach Toratsumo.
いつ
Yeah, I
Oh.
think Itsu's possible.
Y'all see Itsu here?
Oh, maybe I don't. Yeah. Itsu's possible.
It's like 2.5 blocks.
Yeah. It almost exists.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's the only reason I kept the one so.
Actually, never mind.
I think there's another reason to keep the 1 so.
Because it accepts. What?
It's the same reason you might want to keep this 9 pin.
Oh, I understand now.
It's to generate my pair? Or
Yes.
what? Okay, well,
Because you have no pair.
yeah, but
And you don't necessarily have shapes that are good for making a pair.
I can worry about my pair later.
Can you?
If you get rid of 9 pin and 1 so, then you're not worrying about. Then you're giving up generating your pair. So you should be thinking about it, right?
What? Okay, go ahead.
Well, I think no one answered the question explicitly. If you keep the 1 so because if you draw 2 so, then it's 147 for your pair, right?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it's also needed for the E2 she was looking for.
Well, that too.
Yeah,
but-
and also potentially too. Anyway, I cut it.
I think you should consider a 9 mon or a 6 pin. Like in your thought, you should consider it.
Oh, okay.
Even 6 pin is alright if you aren't worried about making your pair.
Is 6 pin all right though?
I mean,
if you're not
I
worried
don't
about
really
making
know.
your pair.
I mean, you miss out on extending your pins downward if you draw like 5 pin, 2 pin.
Nah, the E2. Too many blocks. Too many blocks.
I mean, your 5 tile shape in Sozu could make the pair. Your Monzu could be the pair. Like I think it's fine. Like I wouldn't cut 6 pin from this.
8-9 man. The answer is 8-9 man.
Or you could maybe cut the
Haku.
Haku.
Haku, right?
The Haku. Cut the
Mhm.
Haku early. None of my business. I don't want it in my hand.
Yeah, like Haku's not even a safe tile.
Yeah, I should cut it early. Or I could deal in with it. So I should cut it early.
I have a question since Aaron said that. Well, Aaron said that he wasn't seeing the Itsu here. Isn't it harder to miss the Itsu in this hand than Simon's hand?
It's
Uh,
harder to
yeah.
miss the Itsu here.
Like
Well, I
if you
mean,
draw
you-
upwards because of the 1-3 Kantuso.
Is it harder though?
No, if you draw a
just
9,
draw
yeah.
5 so. If you just draw 5 so, you miss the Itsu.
Only on
Yeah.
5, isn't it?
Right, but that's one tile, right? Because any two
oh.
8 or 9 so doesn't like miss it.
I mean, you could still draw 5 so after. Like you draw 9 so and then you draw 5 so and it's like, oh well, time to give up on Itsu.
Yeah. That's fine.
It's the same sort of deal as Simon's hand in the previous Kyoku. You just draw the middle tile from your Sanmenchon and you just miss.
That's fine.
But I think it's fine. Like this hand could be okay without Itsu.
Just gotta draw good. It's okay.
I think it is slightly harder to miss though. If you do all the tree,
Yeah, I think it is
True.
too.
is it not?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's significant.
Okay. I don't either. Like I would not be sure if that was significant, but I think it's technically.
Boom.
This is fine, right?
Yeah, I mean if you have 2 Mensu, you can't complete the Itsu.
Yeah.
Because that needs 3 Mensu.
No, I'm not thinking about Itsu. I'm just wondering.
At
Yeah,
cutting
I mean,
whether the one so look dangerous?
No. Well, yeah.
What 1 so passed?
Yeah, one so passed. You passed the one.
Oh,
so.
yeah, I did. It's fine.
Okay. No more questions from me.
Okay, so 4, all last. I had a question, but that's like turn 10 for Shannon. Is
So-
there?
I didn't realize it was all last. Yeah.
Oh no, you can't be doing that.
So I realized it was all last,
far
and
for
I was
you.
thinking,
Good job.
I was thinking that I had to win to. I probably need to win my hand to improve my placement because I felt that others aren't incentivized. Like, sideways movement needs to be pretty specific for me to sit out and still improve my placement, I feel like.
I think the default should be to try to win, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I can't expect another hand.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's possible that there is another Kyoku?
Uh
That's a good question.
If you were in the dealer seat with this point situation, would you try and win your hand?
oh. If it feels actually, yeah, maybe.
Does the dealer have any risk of dropping placement?
No.
So why would they not try and win more points?
Okay. No, that
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think it's totally reasonable to expect that there's another Kyoku because like what the dealer's not really gonna fold unless their hands just trash because they're
Right.
at no risk of losing placement and they could just take people's points right now.
Okay.
And along that same line of reasoning, it's entirely possible that the dealer could take the other two players' points and you just improve placement without doing anything.
Okay.
It's not that likely because if the dealer does Ricci, then everyone's incentivized to fold. But if the dealer has like an open hand or they have a Dama big hand and someone else just happens to deal in, then you benefit from that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it is normal to just try and win your hand as if this were the last Kyoku because like you can't 100% depend on the dealer getting a wrench on.
Right.
But
Okay.
given that, like, what do you do with this?
Uh. I mean, I need. What is it? 2,000 direct or seven? Is 713 enough?
For third?
Yeah.
Well, 713 is 27 plus 7.
Right. Okay.
So that's enough.
And then I mean, generally, probably. I mean, I think in general, just play efficient and try to get to Tempai, right?
Makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Because
like
I feel like opening with Hatsu or Chun is it feels a little too narrow.
you'd pretty much need to draw
I
some Dora.
Right, I need to pick up. If I only pick up one Dora, then I need to direct Aaron. So probably leaning towards getting to like a Ricci +1.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you get like Men Dora.
Right.
If you sumo 1,000, 2,000, then that's enough for a second.
Right. I remember thinking that as well.
Yeah, so like I don't know, that's what I would be aiming for in this situation. I'd be like, okay, let's Ricci. Hopefully we pick up a Dora along the way, and then we sumo and we get second.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even just getting up to third is really big because the the UMA difference is 20. It's big.
Yeah.
So like Hatsu or Chun by themselves, not really worth calling, but the double non, like if you pair it up, is it an option?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then with just one Dora or like if you can find some other Yaku somewhere, like you get double non plus a Yaku high, then that's gonna be enough.
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah, what's the decision here? Or why did you choose 1-3?
Um, I was thinking. Hmm. So I think I remember the reasoning was if I picked up Dora right now, I still can use it.
Okay. So why
And
1-3?
then if I wait for something around the Dora, it probably would be harder to win.
Oh wait, so you don't want Dora.
No, I want Dora, but I don't want like a con 2 pin would kind of suck here.
Would a con
Oh.
7 pin be better?
Hmm.
Just say yes. People sliding doors.
Would a con 3 be better? So? I'm just wondering if like there was any. So you were thinking you cut one and then if you draw 4, you can just switch it out, right?
Yeah.
But if you fill in one, then you have to throw 3, and then if you draw Dora, you're forced to use it with like 4-6.
Yeah.
Also, if you are worried about winning just by waiting on tiles around the Dora, that means you're concerned with other people dealing in, right? Because just because tiles are around the Dora doesn't
Right.
mean like they're less likely to be in the wall. It's not like people are magically going to draw tiles that are around the Dora more often.
I feel like you do.
I mean, that's just a skill.
Okay.
Only some people can do that, so you don't have to worry about it.
It's what happens when you buy the pirates jars.
Oh.
Mm.
You pray at the right shrine.
I see.
But getting to my point, like you don't really want to win this hand by Roan anyway because it makes it harder to satisfy your point conditions.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't think you should give that much weight or really any weight at all to how difficult it would be for someone else to discard your winning tile if you reach E.
Okay. I think that's reasonable. So I guess given that, would it be 8 pin?
I like cutting 8 pin.
Because you can still get a Ramen if you get a 5 pin for Dora.
Yeah, and there's already one 7 pin out.
Yeah. Okay.
Boom.
Wow.
Boom.
Unfortunate. Makes sense.
I don't choose to die later, right?
You can't even know that they're tempo.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
Hmm. That's
I didn't think that I would make a different decision here.
That makes sense. All right. Any other comments about this hand before I move on to Sharon?
I don't have a question about this hand, but I have some questions about something that happened earlier.
Okay. Wait, like not like before this Kyoku?
No. Here, can you go to your hand?
Me?
Yeah. on the 6 mon, I think.
The 6 mon?
The 6 mon throw. And then there's the pay after. What do you think about 2-pin?
So the reason you're wondering why I didn't throw 2-pin here? Or
No, I'm just thinking. I mean, it's a choice.
yeah, so I mean
on the pay turn.
on the pay turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the reason why I did this was because I keep both 2-3-4 and 3-4-5 Sanchoku open.
What
that
is the
relevant?
benefit?
The benefit of keeping both 2-3-4 or 3-4-5.
What do you get from getting Sanshoku at all?
I can call.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
That's the only real benefit.
Yes. Is that bad?
I mean, it's fine, but I don't know. I think with the earlier cuts, you kind of narrowed your hand a little bit too much.
Okay, so earlier cuts being the 6-mon.
Yeah, like you could have even kept the 7-so for a Kutsuki, I think. Like if you're worried about opening, you already have a Dora, you could just Tanyo.
So, well, I mean, aside from pay, like you would consider throwing Sha? Is that what you're saying?
No, you can cut pay. What's wrong with cutting pay?
I mean, obviously pay, but like later.
Yeah, later.
Okay, just cut Sha.
I mean, you ended up opening for Tanyo anyway.
Yeah. But that's just because I lucked into drawing a pair here.
Very lucky. I'm very confused about. Well, I think we can also talk about the 5-mon cut.
I mean, that was just because he was looking at 2-3-4 Sanshoku.
Yeah.
But then at this point, you can definitely have an okay way and still call, even without the Sanchoku, right?
Like if I throw Sha right now?
No, I mean you can't throw your 2-pin.
An okay way and still call?
Yeah, like if you throw 2-pin, you can still get 3-4-5 Sanshoku.
Oh yeah. But then
And then you can also have your Taino just no Beton at the end.
Yeah, like if you pair up 2-5-mon.
mm-hmm.
I probably take the safer path forward, actually. Personally.
Which is cutting the 2-pin.
Yeah. I mean, even if you deal into... Can you deal into 16? What? Can you deal into 16? No, sorry, 13? I don't know, man. I just feel like you could just die randomly to a small hand.
I mean, it's
That's
true.
Yeah.
39. So I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit worried about opening without a backup plan, which is why I would want to keep the wider acceptance. Like you don't even have to call for Tanya. Like Peen Fudora 1 is fine.
Yeah.
Like if you had kept the 6-mon at this point instead of like the 2-pin, for instance, then when you draw this 2-so, like you could just cut your 3-4-so and
Right.
be Sanmen, Yanmen,
That's all I want to talk about for Aaron's hand. I just feel like there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
actually.
Okay.
Like it looks like you like tunnel visioned too far on the Sanshoku.
When Paifu is probably more
Either Pink
straightforward.
or Tanya both good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to ask Shannon on this turn.
So I was like, Aaron's Tanya probably. So I will cut tiles that he can't call.
I see.
Did
And
you
then-
know that Tone and One-Mon cannot be used in
So
Tanya?
yeah, but then Tone I can fold for 4 turns with at the end. They're mega safe.
Kind of.
That's
I mean, you
kind
have
of
more
weak,
tones
isn't it?
even after that.
Huh?
You have 3 more tones even with your tone right now.
Yeah.
Additionally, if you fold, it's very likely you drop placement.
So I
It's
kind of
unsafe to fold.
forgot it was all last.
Oh,
no.
that's right. Oh, okay.
Okay,
I just thought, oh, I don't want to deal into Aaron.
if you knew it was all last, what would you change?
I probably would have cut the 7-pin again on turn 4. And go for the Honitsu that I cut the 7-pin for to begin with and commit.
Why Honitsu?
So that I can open my hand. I can go Honitsu only. Or I don't know, what am I gonna do with the Anko of East?
Reiki?
If I Reachy, I could deal into Aaron while reached. Or I could just lose an extra 1,000 points. Anyway, I feel like if I Reachy, I just make Aaron life easier, you know?
Is that true?
I don't
How
think
much
that's
does he need right now?
If you
Like-
Reachy, I'm screwed. I don't want to fall last.
Yeah, if Aaron deals in,
Oh.
it's very likely he goes last.
Oh.
I do think it makes
Also
your
the
life
point.
easier though.
You go from 2 Han to 1 Han.
Yeah,
That's like barely.
that's not barely. It could be a pretty big difference.
But I mean, he won't have that information until you reach E. Right?
But the thing is, Aaron knows that he like wants to beat Tempai here because he can gain a placement from K10 payments.
Can you spell it out for me? Like, and then
Like it's possible that Aaron just has a bad weight reaching Nomi hand that he's not willing to reach. Like he doesn't have conditions for the 2000 or something, and then after Shannon reaches, he can like call and washi like a Tanya or something, you know.
that is a possibility, but I think it's just too possible that he is able to have enough Han anyway.
Okay, that's fair.
If nothing else, Richi Sumo is enough.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, first of all, I should say it's good that you're considering that you don't want to Reachy because it is taking a risk. But even with that in mind, I think that forcing open Honitsu in this situation is overdoing it.
Okay.
Like this
Okay.
could be Paifu. I know it doesn't look
This
like it
could
right
be
now.
Paifu?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Tone, you
there's-
could cut one tone, you cut all your Yakuhai, you get some Yanmen around the 7-pin, you fill in your Penchon. It's like not impossible.
Well,
Hormon's a good floating tile.
let me put it this way: if you go for the Honitsu, right,
Yeah.
you are quite likely to have non-shot or Hatu, like at least paired, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
which is all good enough. Like you don't
Yeah.
even have to end Honitsu.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So what would you cut, Brian?
Not 8-9 for sure. Probably one of the GIs.
Didn't you just say you want to keep them for?
That's
what I was-
That's why
I
I
mean,
was
it's
asking.
a little hard to throw form on though, or 1-1.
I mean, the point Bryant was making is that if you're going to force Honitsu, you're probably going to have Yakuhai, in which case you don't need Honitsu.
Right. Yeah.
That was my original point.
But it's normal to just cut G-High here.
Just cut G high.
Yeah.
Could you cut one on here?
Giving up on your floating Formon, though?
You're losing a lot.
I think
Yeah.
I'd be more willing to cut 7 pin than 1 Mon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like, if you're assuming the 7 pin is going to be used in a sequence.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever think of cutting one money here, but since Brian brought it up, I'm like, maybe you could.
No.
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 You like all in on
Not
the
great.
G high.
All right.
All right. Well, then that's it then.
I have another question
Yeah.
because I was gone for a bit on South 2. On my hand on turn 5. So here, normally, if I'm just playing straight, I would just cut 3-5 so. But for this game, I was like, 3 so is safe, so I cut 5 so first to keep the safer 3 so. And then when I looked at the replay, I'm like, why do I cut 3-5 so first normally? And I couldn't think of a reason. So I wanted to know, is there a difference? Other than the fact that there might be Chito here.
3-5 so was not my first choice, actually, looking at this. But you're saying between the 3 first and the 5 first, which one would you do? That's your
like,
question?
is there a difference?
I mean, you already mentioned the potential Chitoy.
Right, but let's just say that there wasn't the Chitoy chance. Like you didn't have this many pairs in your other blocks.
I mean, I think 3 so is probably better.
To cut or to keep?
To keep, just for because like you're not going to use, like it's not going to change that Sozu block, right? Like that's pretty locked in.
I mean, the shape of the rest of your hand does matter for these sorts of decisions.
Yeah. I mean, how I'm seeing it is that like your 9 so is going to be your pair, right? And then obviously 6-7 mon is your Yaomen there, and then you need one more block, right? And so that one more block is either going to be 3-5 so or 4 mon turning into an Onko. Or you could say, okay, I only want sequences, in which case I'm going to treat them as lone tiles, right? Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So like you're basically choosing between 4 mon lone tile, 3 so lone tile, 5 so lone tile. in which case 5 so would be slightly better. I mean, you could just throw Formon in that case because you have a pair, and your chances of Onko is pretty low. But as I was saying, that 3-5 so would not be a consideration for me anyways.
You would cut the Formon here?
Either Formon, probably Formon, yeah.
If you're gonna cut Formon, can you cut 9 so then?
You could, but then if someone reaches, you're screwed.
Oh,
Is that
no,
how it works?
Niso is 2 out. You want to confirm to disappear and move on Formon? To Nikki's point, I don't know if there's a difference.
I mean, there's definitely a difference.
Yeah, like
So
if you cut 9 so, then Formon's gonna be your pair, or you're gonna have to find somewhere else, like I don't know, 5-8 so or something.
Well, it's because you can't Onko the 9 so is why you would cut them, right? Over the Formon.
Well, then yeah, that's why Formon, right?
But Brian is saying the opposite is because you can't Onko it up, you should cut the 9 so.
Oh no, no,
What?
I wasn't saying that.
I thought you were saying that you should confirm 9 so as your pair because you can't Onko it.
You confirm it by not cutting it.
by cutting the other pair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, I would just do Formon here. And then if you get Tempai, then you're kind of 4-so, and if something happens around the Formon, then you can swap it out.
See, I would normally cut Formon, but since we already have a 5-8 mon Yeonman, like the Formon doesn't do as much.
Right? So
I think it's also reasonable to cut the 9 so with the expectation that if someone does reach E, you'll have the leftover 9 so to cut as a safe tile while preserving your shape.
okay.
Yeah, because my first thought was, oh, let's just cut 9 so. If the Formon somehow develops into a full block, either you Onko it up or you draw like 3 mana and 2 mon. Like you can still make a pair using either the Sozu or the Upper Monzu. So it's not like missing out on the pair is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so personally I'll just cut 9 so.
Is there a
Would you
better?
actually I want to ask Brian, would you actually cut Formon from this?
No,
What would you cut?
I would just cut 3 so.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah. But that's because I didn't see Nisos wear out.
Oh.
But even with that, either Niso or 3 so.
Wait, Nima, you would cut the 3-5 so if 9 so's weren't out, right?
Yeah, I would start
Okay.
from the 3 so to keep the Chi Toy.
Okay, yeah.
I
I'm
guess we're in first. We don't need points.
I'm
just
with
cut
Brian.
Niso then.
I would still cut 3-5 so here.
Mm,
Even if both 9 so are out.
Yeah.
Cut 3 so.
Are you
For
greeting
the
for some weird
Cheetoy.
down pickles?
Yeah, I don't really like it. I mean, you can get the Onpeiko even if you cut.
Even if you
Niso.
cut Niso, yeah.
I mean, no, that wasn't really the reason.
See, down pickles are hard, and if you aren't looking at down pickle with this, then when are you really looking at down pickle?
When you're Tempai with it.
Oh, okay.
That's a good answer.
Only when it's free.
Unlikely though.
All right.
Cut the Niso.
I'm gonna go to sleep. Bye, guys.
See ya.
yeah, I think
Thanks.
that's it.
I also
I have a
also-
question for you.
talk about when I hit Tempai if you want, since it's like only a few turns later.
Eat.
Did Aaron's stream freeze?
Yeah, it froze for me.
I'm
Oh,
seeing you.
It's
come
back now.
wait. Am I back?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yep. Well, what about it? What's the question?
The next tile.
No. Okay.
Now what?
Hmm. I mean, ordinarily, Tempai, good weight. Just push.
Do you downward Ricci if you're pushing?
I would say to Dama because it's Paifu only. So like you would be throwing 1,000 to get 1,000. And yeah, that's the reason, not because it's Genbutsu, because you're pushing. And other people might pick up on that.
I mean, you can still reasonably accept or expect Amon to come out, I think.
Hmm.
But I also lean towards Dama because the value increase is not very high. And it's entirely possible you'll want to fold later because you do have 2 Gambutsu right now.
Is a Pinfu only worth pushing?
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of Sujis left, not meme.
Okay, what if there weren't a lot of Sujis left?
Then you should be folding already. Like if it's third row, then you can just kind of fold.
Right. Normally I would just fold here. But
Yeah. I don't think you have to. Obviously, if you drew Dora, then that's a different story.
Okay.
Yeah, like the 7 so isn't outrageously dangerous that I would be like, well, let's fold on this one.
リーチ
Ooh,
Wow.
very aggressive.
Go.
Oh. This is the Shannon hand.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Nikki, on South 4, I think when you were actually Tempai, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Home.
What's what's the thinking around this?
Do you mean between the 2 and 3?
Or
Or you
9-1?
could have just reached Naimon. What's
The answer is I'm dumb.
Oh no.
oh. I was like, I wonder what she's thinking.
What's the difference between cutting 9 mon, 5 peen, or 8 peen to reach it here?
Hmm.
Hmm. I mean, it's purely information given, right?
Not purely.
Not
no,
purely.
no. You can do the K word.
No, you can't.
Oh, you can. Oh, you cannot. You can
Andre will do on the 8.
keyword the 8.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, if you throw in one. Yeah, I thought that was if there was a con. That is that the only difference? Like, there's no difference in scoring because of the 8 foo, right?
no. Yeah, because you don't like have any other foo, so you don't have to worry about the foo going over or not going over.
First thing I thought, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, there's a 9-1 there. I don't. I thought there wasn't, but I just didn't see 8 pin.
Yeah, so you would normally just cut 9mon and Ricci.
Yeah.
First of all, 9mon passed and it's safe against everyone.
100% safe, yeah.
And it doesn't really give any information. So like it, and you can con 8 pin. So it's just probably the best choice.
Yeah. Wow, I
Ricci,
really,
Kawura.
really brain farted. How did I not see this?
See, you know what I thought you were thinking? I was like, wait, do you want to just like compromise and then just deal in, like right now, to end it with the 3 mana? But I was like, wait, how do you have that read?
No, I'm just bad. Sorry.
All right.
It's because must be because of the headless Onko Ishanten.
Was too good.
Yeah, it was like it was different from a normal headless Onko Ishanten.
So Anko down there.
It was Onko.
Wow. It's Liang Anko, Liang Shokudojin.
Yeah, I'm bad. Sorry. Ugh.
We all in agreement that just reached this or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see a reason not to.
Same.
All right. Well, I think that concludes our Paifu review for this Hanshan. Thanks for everyone who participated, and definitely learned a lot.
Yeah, same.
Yep. Thanks.
All right. Thanks for watching.